Pada episode sebelumnya, kita telah membahas bagaimana negara terpuruk seperti Inggris mampu menjelma menjadi adikuasa dan menguasai politik serta ekonomi dunia. Itulah yang kita sebut dengan Pax Britannica atau adikuasa Inggris.
The British Empire was the largest empire to have ever existed in all of human history. At the territorial height of the empire in 1921 after victory in the First World War, the empire spanned 35,500,000 square kilometers with a population of 413 million people, 23% of the world population at the time. The empire was so large then that it would have taken up 94% of the entire surface area of the moon.
Untuk mendapatkan kuasa atas dunia saat itu, Inggris memerlukan perang dan pertumpahan darah besar yang telah terangkum dalam Perang Dunia Pertama.
And we know that in order for Pax Britannica to come into being, they had to wage endless wars at the point of a bloody sword. Oppression upon oppression upon oppression. Wickedness upon wickedness upon wickedness. While yet dressed up in black suits and bow ties and shirts and asking us to believe that they are the chosen of the Lord God. That they are a superior race of people. And they were created to civilize the rest of us. This is Pax Britannica. And that the historical process then moved on beyond Pax Britannica to a second stage of even more facade, meaning more corruption and more destruction, and even more bloodshed. Enormous bloodshed, rivers of blood, with something called Pax Americana.
Lalu datanglah Pax Americana, di mana Amerika menggunakan kekuasaan Inggris atas mayoritas teritori dunia. Sama halnya dengan Inggris, Amerika pun memerlukan Perang Dunia Kedua untuk menjadi adikuasa dunia saat ini.
And now, from our Islamic eschatological perspective, the world has now reached, the historical process has now reached that point in time when Pax Americana is in irreversible decline and a new actor is about to emerge to replace Pax Americana in the same way that Pax Americana replaced Pax Britannica.
Hal yang mungkin belum pemirsa sadari adalah akan ada negara adikuasa berikutnya yang akan menggantikan Amerika sebagai negara penguasa hari ini. Dialah Israel.
When Israel will seek to replace the United States of America as the next ruling state in the world, and Israel is going to say, away with all of this godlessness. This fellow is not only godless, this fellow is also decadent. He is the one who says a man could marry another man and get a marriage certificate. You know who the fellow is? Modern Western civilization. So Pax Judaica is going to come to say, we want to sweep away all this godlessness and all this decadence. We want to turn away from all of this oppression and so on. We want to bring back the world, bring it back to religion, bring it back to the worship of the God of Abraham. Oh, it's going to be very, very, very interesting tomorrow. As they say to the world, we must come back to religious values. This is Pax Judaica. But their oppression will be greatest of all, because they want to rule over everybody. And eventually a man will stand up in Jerusalem and declare I am Al-Masih, the Messiah. But he would not be Al-Masih, the Messiah. He would be DAJJAL, the false Messiah.
Untuk menjadi negara dikuasa, akan ada skenario besar yang terjadi pada dunia ini, yaitu berupa pertempuran terdahsyat sepanjang sejarah umat manusia. Perang Dunia III.
In order for him to achieve his objective, a Pax Judaica, for Israel to rule the world, he has to make Israel very, very big, like the United States, but that's not possible. Israel cannot expand. Israel is surrounded by the Arabs. Forget it. Or the world has to become much smaller. Which one will it be? Which one will it be? Yes. The answer is the world will have to become much smaller. And that's why we're going to have nuclear war. They want the nuclear war. They know it. And they've already prepared for nuclear war with the underground bunkers and so on. So they will survive. In order to have the nuclear war, they got to provoke Russia. So Russia had to become a nuclear power. And that's why they transferred nuclear technology to the Soviet Union. Yes, so that the Soviet Union could become a nuclear power, so that tomorrow there could be nuclear war, so that the world will become small. Are you beginning to understand now what's happening in the world?
99 out of every 100 would be killed. There's never been a war like that in all of history. Never. This has to be a unique war. And you want to know when will the war take place. That's the question everybody asking. But have you prepared for the war? Have you stocked up on food? Have you stocked up on water? How will you buy food if you have the war takes place? How will you buy, what kind of money will you use to buy food? You want to know when the war will take place, but have you prepared for it?
Lalu mengapa Israel harus menjadi negara dikuasa berikutnya?
Why they want to establish a Khilafah state? They won't tell you that. We have to tell you. Their objective is to establish a Khilafah state in the Holy Land. That's what the British want to do. But the British won't tell you that. That's what the Americans want to do. But the Americans won't tell you that. What we are living through now is an effort by the Antichrist to prepare himself for that moment when he's going to appear in person. And then from Jerusalem proclaim himself to be the Messiah. But he would not be the Messiah. He would be the false Messiah.